Team, how are we?
What's
Welcome to the live stream.
up? What's up?
Hey,
What's
hey,
up?
hi.
What's up?
Today you have Gooding, Marsh McDan, and Crypto Bender here with Lara in the background of support. Thank you very much for joining us today. As always, we bring you the latest and greatest news. We drop alpha, and we just keep you up to date with what the market's doing, so that way you're not falling behind and hopefully making sick gains in the process. Let's kick it off with a bit of the overall market here. And today we've had a pretty good recovery, which has been really good. Bitcoin, a lot of people sold off, I think, a lot of their alts. They're uncertain what Bitcoin was going to do. And a lot of people love the Bitcoin hype. Um, and people are still a little bit fearful of what March could bring. But we've not only had a recovery of most cryptocurrencies, but some have even gone up or grown higher than what they previously were. So that's a very positive sign, I believe, for altcoins in general. And you have Big Daddy ETH here sort of leading the alts in the space. So that's been really good. What do you guys think?
Daddy, please.
People are. I think it's the nature of the space and having 8 million coins and all the liquidity farms and different blockchains. You can get really ADD and when you're doing crypto investing, but sometimes maybe that's not the best idea. Sometimes you got to sort of keep the long haul. And I don't know about your guys' hands, but I have diamond hands, so
I'm in
I
hands.
I have been doing a little bit better with the diamond hands as opposed to the paper hands. So I would just yeah, I would encourage you not to get shook out by a measly 30, 40, 50% correction and just keep the long game. Keep the long not financial advice. Not financial advice.
Exactly right, mate. We're still in a bull run. So, why your hands be weak, yo?
Mm.
We're Gucci at this stage. There might be opportunities where you could sort of reduce your exposure and maybe you need to hodl up into Bitcoin a little more than what you previously were. But we all know that alts are going to outperform Bitcoin and ETH. It's all just a matter of choosing the right alts, isn't it? But it should be relatively easy in this market and according to historic data as well. So, I think I think we're good. And let's go. Yeah, we had Bitcoin hitting all-time highs today, so that was excellent. And I think that'll continue. I think we'll see a nice steady growth with some corrections along the way. But I dare say that 100K be soon, and I don't think anyone can really doubt that at the moment. Do you guys have any doubts there?
Not in the slightest. I mean, it's kind of I don't want to say it's been understated right now, but the fact that we've broken 50K, that's insane. That is probably the largest psychological level that we have seen to date. And it's insanely bullish. How can anyone possibly be in a bear mood?
I honestly
Mm.
thought it was going to be a little more difficult to break through this. We were talking about 50K boss battle, but that boss battle took only like a day or two. Just got absolutely dominated, and it's just really funny to read like Peter Schiff's tweets saying Bitcoin's going to zero, guys. You should buy gold. As gold just sort of absolutely tanks away as people are shifting from gold into crypto. Um, I don't know. I was reading this article the other day. They're like, "Oh, well, check out the RSI. It's oversold, guys. It's gonna there's gonna be correction." But like that doesn't factor in the insane FA that's going down right now with everybody, including their grandparents and their children. Like everybody is piling into crypto. It's whatever they can get, and I don't think the RSI like factors that in exactly. Like I think it's just gonna keep exploding from here up. It's a parabolic move, and so I think that confuses a lot of people. So
It's really good, Ben. Yeah, nobody wants shiny rocks anymore. So, have fun playing with the shiny rocks, Peter.
no,
Bitcoin dominance still looking good for alts. We sort of tried to climb above the 200-day moving average and reject there, which is really good for altcoins. So,
mm,
a lot of excitement there. I haven't bothered to draw patterns, but I dare say this here is the strong support that everyone was sort of worried about for alts. We were breaking it, and then we sort of bounced off. Um, I won't sort of go back too far, but there's a very strong support if you believe that the Bitcoin dominance sort of determines the market But yeah, what is more exciting is that we are continuing our mission to Mars here,
Mhm.
and things are looking very good and optimistic at this stage. Um,
Yeah, we're almost like
I don't
halfway
know.
there at this point, right?
Yeah, it almost looks like there's a gravitational pull to
Yeah,
Mars. So
it's funny. It's because it's all about the psychology, at least for me at this point. And honestly, like a couple days ago, we were looking at this chart, and I was like, it seems far away, and it's like everybody's leaving ETH to go to the Binance Smart Chain, and I don't know, guys. I don't know if we're ever gonna get to Mars, but fast forward a couple days later, it's like, no, obviously, we're gonna be there in milliseconds and just bust on through and head for the outer reaches of the solar system. There's no other way I see this going down, honestly.
unless we skip Mars and go straight to Saturn, so
That's
it's
also a
it's one
possibility.
possibility.
Also a
Can't rule
possibility.
that one at this stage. I do want to say congrats to a lot of the community who understood the value of NFTs here, and um, we've already talked about all the hype around this project, but I sort of want to have a conversation. There was some really good conversations today within the community about NFTs and do they really have a value, um, I just want to share my opinion, but sort of open up a discussion and sort of help you guys see a different perspective. Now, firstly, I was very skeptical about NFTs, and I still am, to be honest. But I took a step back a few days ago, and I realized that there is a market for these sort of things. And I'll get you guys to think about the Charizard card. Why does everyone want, this little bit of cardboard that's, you got some points and scores on it, but it's really just a little bit of cardboard that's potentially worth up to $200,000 to, the right buyer. And I think to really understand why people would pay so much money for these things is you got to really detach yourself from your own values to understand, these people who would spend that sort of money for what their values are. So um, I think that sort of really opened my mind as to the potential of NFTs, even if they can be copied and paste, as long as there's identifying code there saying this is unique and it's linked to the original creator. There is going to be a space even for the NFTs that don't really have a utility. So it still has that collectible edge. And one of the excellent things that Elliot Trades has done with his NFT, Super Farm NFTs is that he's got really good art. He's combined it with a Cyberpunk 2077, and which everyone sort of relates. At the sort of, and that's relating to the people who invest in cryptocurrency. I think the average age is like 30, and that's probably the average age that are sort of playing this game. Um, and what else? He's also added the utility of an airdrop for his super farm tokens. A lot of people are going to miss out on that IDO, and some people are dreading the bots. They're going to be smashing, potentially buying it up and overinflating the price and preventing people from getting in at the cheap. So this is another option that you can take to sort of acquire these tokens, and also it has a voting power. So what I'm trying to say is that NFTs are evolving. Whether or not they had utility, they still have that collectible value that other people value rather than yourself. And you really need to take a step back from logic, I guess, from understanding that collectibles. But there's so much potential here. We know that NFTs are going to evolve to the point where you need this NFT to prove ownership of a car or a house or even a business, anything really. So this space is limitless at this stage. So just keep that in mind when you're skeptical of NFTs. I think, we talked about yesterday that $100 million in transactions had been processed in NFTs just last week. And that wasn't including Superfarm, mind you. So you got to ask yourself, how long are you going to, if you are skeptical, you got to ask yourself, how long are you going to stay skeptical for before you start looking at the data to really, take the time to understand this new section of cryptocurrency. What are your thoughts, guys?
Oh man, I I'm I'm getting honestly a little more and more frustrated with every day. People not thinking that NFTs are going to be a thing. It's a little bit like the new Bitcoin is a scam kind of thing, and I don't know. I think it's hard to overstate how fundamental NFTs are, basically. Like, right? Because right now everybody's comparing them to trading cards or collectible art or something. But I would argue that it's more fundamental than that. That it's almost like on the level of not the cardboard, but the like paper itself. And it's like saying, I mean, that's cool. You invented paper. Like you can write books or whatever, but like, what else is it good for? And you're totally just underestimating the gravity of this invention. Like it's on. I see it on the level of like the internet or some other sort of fundamental thing. This NFTs are going to be like inching into every single corner of our lives, and this current phase of like collectible art and like what Elio's doing, it's amazing what he's doing because he is sort of pushing the envelope with what's possible in this space. And obviously driving this insane sort of speculation and money that's going on, but he's showing that you can actually build utility into something like an NFT where it becomes almost like a new token sale, as well as the art and right, giving you the whole in-game thing. But I don't know. I think it's hard to understate how important this development is, and that we haven't even seen the very beginning of what NFTs can do. Getting a little heated. Sorry, guys.
No, that's
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, you're obviously very passionate about the growth of the industry. We've all seen it before, and we're seeing it now. Cryptocurrency is evolving and changing and adapting into new niches and use cases, and NFTs are definitely a big one. We have, obviously the more obviously stated ones of digital art and trading cards. And the reason why they're valuable, other than just their own, kind of siloed off ecosystems, is because of the either the utility or the perceived value due to the rarity of these cards, these collectibles. And that's something that can be verified by everyone through blockchain. And
Mm.
when you think of that, NFTs providing a unique and NFTs providing verifiable uniqueness, something that cannot be interchanged one for one for any other type of cryptocurrency or any other asset, then you have to realize what else that can spread into. I mean, NFTs can start to, represent, real world assets, like maybe a car title or the deed to your house, something like that. There's no limit to what NFTs can do.
Yeah, that's the main point for me. Yeah, that all forms of ownership will need to be sort of verifiable on the blockchain, and that it's obviously going to be through NFTs. And even if you're just confining it to the art world, they have that problem, especially in the high end art. That yeah, you can fake a Picasso, you can do it actually pretty well, and even major auction companies have been tricked by some of these forgeries. And that can't happen with an NFT. You have that NFT or you don't. There's no sort of in between, no fake. I mean, people have been trying to fake Elio's cards, I've heard, but you can't actually do
Oh,
that, right? Because
look
it has to
at
be linked.
that.
Sexy, is
Oh,
it? I don't
so
even
beautiful.
I don't even think this was this good for. I think they had a different image, but like I look at this for the first time, and I'm like, wow, I love the gold. Like it's just awesome, awesome image. They've done really well. Take my hat off to Elio Trades. He knows his stuff, and he's chosen some excellent artwork here. Um, you know, looks like here the highest last sale price. I don't know. I think that's for sale for 100 ETH. It sort of says last was 60. So somebody paid 60 ETH, or
Damn.
maybe there was an offer of 60. I'm not too familiar with OpenSea, but hey,
Yeah, that
let's go
might be the
recently
offer.
sold.
That might be the
I don't know if
offer.
it's gonna. Now these NFTs are going crazy right now. Let's have a look at this one. Sold for price.
That
I'm
one
trying
sold
to
for
just work out.
two ETH.
Yeah, this is a rare, so this was purchased for half an ETH, and I'm not 100% certain, but when it says recently sold, maybe it was recently sold. So anyway, it's half an ETH, and someone paid 3.75 ETH for it.
Yeah, and
So
then the price that is showing 9.870, that's what he wants to sell it for.
yeah, yeah. But Ooh, that's an interesting point there, Will. Yeah, it definitely can be. I'd love to know what sort of maybe actually I'll hand this one over to you, Marsh, because you're the music guru here.
Yeah.
How would NFTs be used in the music space?
Well, it is a very yeah. It's ownership of all kinds. Yeah, and that's why I keep saying you cannot underestimate the gravity of the situation. There's a major issue in music in general with copyright and tracking said copyright. So like here on YouTube, right? If we were to play some like Beatles or something like that, all sort of major tracks and important pieces of music that people have created in order to get the revenue stream, especially from places like YouTube, they watermark those tracks with sort of a digital ID, and there's a way of putting that watermark into the audio, and it's in a frequency that you can't hear, but it makes it undeniable that that is indeed your music, and that's how a lot of people get monetization through YouTube and other platforms is through these sort of algorithmed systems, and that all sort of links back to your performing rights publisher, and you have to prove some stuff through that publisher, but still it's pretty easy to like register a work with BMI or ASCAP or one of these other performing rights organizations. You really don't have to like prove that you wrote that piece or track. You just sort of register it. um, and so it also is a problem with all just sort of copyright in general. But yeah, if your track or something was on the blockchain, if for example ASCAP or BMI or one of these other rights organizations was using an NFT to that when you register that track, they give you an NFT, and then you could easily transfer that to another organization, because that's another sort of issue where you are sharing the rights like with your publisher or with somebody else, and so that's another thing that would be made a lot more easy and transparent if that was also on the blockchain and the NFT system, which is something, yeah, I could picture that coming soon as well, where if you get a title, right, for your, because this is for everything, for your car, for your music track, for whatever, that you would be able to sort of loan out part of that NFT, so somebody else could be also earning on the revenue stream if, say, I don't know, you got published by a major music publisher, and you had to give them some of your rights, but just that's what I'm saying. Just looking at performing rights royalties, the system is very antiquated and doesn't work and doesn't catch everything, and would benefit immensely from using an NFT blockchain system. And it is just a matter of time until somebody figures this out. And maybe I should try to talk to some of my friends over there in the industry, because yeah, I don't know. First movers. It's on this channel. We're always trying to like get ahead of the curve a little bit. Obviously, by doing that, you can end up buying scams and rugs and get totally wrecked. But on the other hand, you can also be early, and those are where the real sort of returns and gains are. And I still think this is a total blind spot for most people, even full-time crypto nerds like us.
Yeah, that's really good, mate. But I think the end point is that NFTs limitless, right? It's could go anywhere, and I'm excited overall, to be honest.
I'm
But
super
yeah,
excited as well. And while we're on the topic of NFTs, I do want to bring to your attention, excuse me, an upcoming, oh, I don't know, not even upcoming, maybe upcoming. It's kind of hard to tell. Uh, a brand new NFT project that I think will have some
bring it up.
crazy demand for it. Let
Oh,
me
we
go
got
ahead and steal the screen share real quick.
alpha is incoming.
All right, guys, you ready for it? Bam. Oh my god. So we have the non-fungible Pepe. Not Peeps, guys. Not Peeps. This is
Don't
the
say
Pepe.
peeps.
Don't say Peeps, it'll trigger me. I'm sorry. But yeah, looks like it's actually already on OpenSea. I don't know if they are taking bids, because they haven't sold any from the looks of it. Just have some standing bids on here. Whenever this decides it wants to load. Okay, there's
Oh, it's
one.
beautiful,
Oh, so beautiful. Yeah,
majestic.
Hang on, let's go to the collection here. OpenSea, come on. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Pepe,
Wow.
Pepe.
Just so
Oh,
beautiful.
so beautiful. But let's see. Where do we have... I'm totally lost again. I obviously don't go on OpenSea a lot. But I believe one of these was going for 10 ETH.
Damn.
Um,
Yeah, you gotta.
scroll,
If they have like a
scroll up.
channel.
Um,
There should be a filter. Oh, no, it doesn't have it.
Yeah, but this, I mean, it's another good point
There you go, sort by.
right, because
Top
we're all
right.
like sort of looking for gains and trying to find our edge in the crypto space, and it's expanding at such a crazy rapid rate that you can really just like sort of specialize in one area, right? So a lot of us here aren't sort of NFT experts, but there are some people in the Telegram that have just made insane money, really sort of focusing and getting really involved in NFTs from Bondly and Topshop and these other companies. And yeah, if you really sort of can excel in figuring out what is going to be hyped and collectible in this space, the gains are pretty insane, honestly, because you will, since it's an auction format, you will instantly be getting multiples. Like there's no sort of in between. You don't often see a bid for like 30% higher. You often see a bid for twice as much or four times as much. And I think a lot of people are playing this game in the right. Well, not a lot of people are playing this game yet. But
wait a second, guys. SBF. That couldn't be SBF Alameda, could it?
Ooh.
Ooh, this is some investigation that I will be doing later.
Live alpha happening right now. It's definitely a chance. It's definitely a chance.
Got the rare pepes. I'm sorry, the non-fungible pepes, excuse me. Just another example of the unlimited use cases for NFTs.
Right, but they're already seeing offers of 11 ETH. Like, I mean that it's in a beautiful piece of art, so I understand why. But
Yeah, you can really see the detail.
well, it's
That's
got
great.
quite the vibe.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to sort of show us there, crypto Bender?
No, that's kind of it.
That's
I mean,
pretty awesome. We gotta have a look at this. This is we love our memes, and it sort of develops the crypto space. So yeah, it's always good to sort of have a bit of a chuckle with these sort of things. I know some
Yeah.
people don't necessarily take them seriously, but it's an industry that's booming. So yeah, our point is just try and learn. Spend the time to sort of get to know this sort of stuff, because there's potential and opportunity within the NFC space. That's for sure. Now, I do want
embrace the
to.
meme. Sorry.
You're right. But here's a story from one of our admins who was saying in Dubai they're now accepting uh, Bitcoin as payment for government services. So you could pay parking fine with Bitcoin. You could pay update your license with Bitcoin. All the normal sort of government normal fees, all with Bitcoin. And this is just another example of mass adoption. I know things will get pretty crazy if the US start implementing this, but it's Dubai is one of the cities that are innovative and keeping ahead of the curve, because I've read a few stories now where Dubai has done things, and I know Dubai is already looking at their own digital currency as well. So watch this space. It's not going to be America that leads here. It's going to be the more open-minded and younger sort of countries that can that have flexible systems to implement new technology, new innovative technology to make things, just generally better. Um, you're not going to see anything like this on Wall Street Journal for a little while yet, but I do want to highlight Bitcoin here, 50K on the front page of Wall Street Journal. It's just another example of mass adoption. It's slapped in the face of all the New York, Wall Street investors. So to something that a lot of them sort of miss out on over there.
Yeah,
And I,
I've noticed that's going around. The retail, us sort of early adopters have front ran. We front ran the entire investment community. They are getting in for a much more expensive price than most
good,
of Bitcoin fans got in for.
good.
So that's it's a good bragging rights, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they can
Yeah,
pump our bags.
yeah, exactly. How's that feel, Wall Street? You're
Yeah,
buying my bags.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
about to
dump on
dump
you.
on you guys.
Mildly
Exactly.
inappropriate. I do have a couple more things here. So Alien Worlds. I just want to sort of shout out to our community. Our community is doing a lot, and we're very flexible, and we have a group here that sort of really dives down in this research. I'm just going to throw this one out to you guys to sort of do your research on this one. This is just an article here, but it goes into detail about the popularity of this game called Alien Worlds. And there's reports here of there's 13,000 players, 20 million in-game transactions, people earning, these are the shit players probably, shite players, $60 per month. But someone's reportedly earning 35 grand per month. Maybe he was just lying, and maybe accidentally did a typo of an extra zero, but this is something worth looking at as as these metaverses start being created within the space. And here's their website here. I will throw this link up in the YouTube description after this live stream. But this is they've got a good roadmap there. I think their native token is Trillium. I have to do a bit of extra research on that. They've got some NFT sort of specialists, including ET. And they've got worlds here where all these metaverses are, and the NFTs are broken down into avatars, land, tools, minions, weapons. So I don't know a lot. I'm not saying you guys are going to start earning 35 grand per month. However, let's have a look at this, and maybe we should open up an adapt guild. I don't know. Let's just have a look. I'm keen. What about you guys?
I mean, it's like what I was saying before. Like, if NFTs isn't your thing, like maybe gaming is your thing, and apparently you can make more than a lot of Americans make in a year, in a month, just playing this game. And if you're able to, I'm sure those returns will probably diminish the more people sort of jump on there. But I mean, you guys know, right? Like the gaming industry is bigger than movie industry and music industry combined. There are so many people playing games, and there is yet to be a true sort of breakout blockchain game. And as soon as that happens, I don't know, you'll be a little late. This is sort of the time right now to get in on this and see these insane returns just from playing a video game.
Well, could you
Now,
imagine if a metaverse were to be created and you had already stocked up during the beta and so the alpha and beta
Exactly.
phases?
Exactly. You might be farming or earning like pennies or something, but you don't know if that project moons out. Then, yeah, you'll be looking good.
well, I don't know about you guys, but I am just shocked and appalled and disgusted because my entire life, my parents told me, you're never gonna make money by playing a video game. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just my parents lied to me. Is anyone else just
Yeah.
having this revelation?
Uh,
Hmm.
no,
Yeah, I
apparently,
mean,
my grandmother told me I need to be an accountant, so I dare say she was wrong because
I
I
see
couldn't
where
be
they're
happier.
coming from. It is it's like any high level of sport. It's hard to be a professional javelin thrower, but that doesn't mean that some people aren't making sick gains throwing javelins. There's just not that many, maybe. Uh, yeah, I think a lot of people are trying to prove their parents wrong this generation, and it's sort of working out for a bunch of people.
See, mom and dad,
Yes.
I didn't need to be a doctor.
Could just play Alien Worlds. Uh, no, this looks pretty sick.
Yeah,
Um,
I dare say I might have a bit of a look at this, and I might be able to tell my boss that I won't be turning up to work next week. But we'll see. No promises at this stage.
yeah, I don't know if
And
you
I just
figured
want
it
to
out quite yet.
speak to Will's comment here. Mo DeFi killed it. Yeah, it's doing pretty well, man. I did have a look at the tokenomics. I weren't too impressed with the tokenomics. Sometimes the tokenomics can be completely ignored if they have a hyped community. However, they do have a smaller community. But I really like MoDeFi because they had an excellent utility of a project where you can use more than one oracle, and apparently they're making it usable for even just retail investors like you and I. So I'd very much like to see their product. I can see their products doing well for that reason. And you wanted me to talk about Soda. I need to do a bit of a deep dive into this, to be honest, but I know TrustSwap is doing extremely well at the moment. Pretty much, is it all-time highs? I'm pretty
It
sure
is
it's
at
all-time
all-time
highs.
highs.
There
Killing
you
it.
go. So, yeah, and that's due to the quality of projects that they bring to their platform. So there you have it. You have Soda, and this is one of their launches, and it's about their NFT farming. So this is don't buy meme. I dare say this is going to have the same sort of hype. I'm not sure about the name of the token there, but so I don't understand pumpkins. I have to do a bit more research on that. But these are pretty creative sort of artwork. I'd probably need to do a bit of research as to who would want to buy the artwork. So it's cool enough to farm these NFTs, but you got to understand where's the market, what market's going to buy these, and I'm like, these are pretty cool, very interesting, cool sort of drawings. I just need to do a little more research on these. So wow, it looks like they're already
Well,
selling quite a few
that's
there.
the hard part about any of this investing is that as soon as you're hearing about it on the news, because yeah, everybody NFTs are like ultra hyped at this point, with Winklevoss tweeting about it and all the
Mm.
investors getting in on it. So obviously, once we're already at that stage, it's already starting to get extremely crowded. I think when you were buying NFTs back in 2017, basically all of those are worth a ton of money at this point. But now new platforms are popping up constantly, and it's going to get harder and harder, I think, to pick out the projects and paintings or artwork that is going to really make you insanely rich at this point. Not saying that's not still going to happen to a bunch of people, but there's a lot more like sort of projects to pick through at this point.
And I just want to cap it off before I hand it over to you guys to paid. Congrats to those who got in on this launch. It just continues to perform, um, and the chart just looks really good. So congrats, guys. Um, some really good gains there. Marsh, what do you got for me? What do you got
We're
for us?
still waiting on their ignition launchpad. Yeah, I wanted to because I have always been just I don't know a total Polkadot fanboy ever since I
Mm.
figured out what it even was. I've just been very excited about what the potential there for the project and just trying to get a look at the entire space and see what's going on there. We're going through this evolution now with ETH becoming so expensive that it's pricing most people out. A lot of people jumping over to BSC. And that is a little sort of bittersweet to see that happening, but it's inevitable for this next evolution in the blockchain world as I see it, where there are multiple chains that are all sort of living in harmony, and Polkadot is going to be a critical part of that entire ecosystem. But the really sort of exciting part now, because we still are a little bit early on Polkadot, right? Even though it just jumped to the number 4 spot in market cap, which is also very bullish. The price is exploding on Polkadot itself. But what I'm trying to say, like everybody's going to jump into the Polkadot ecosystem is going to collect a lot of things, but what's going to I think see the most insane returns are the projects that get the actual parachains, because I don't want to go into like all of this right now, but a lot of people will be able to work on Polkadot, but they will be providing these parachains, which are basically like your own sort of private little blockchain that's part of the Polkadot network. And what they just announced yesterday, which is funny, this is a Bitcoinist article, but I had to pull up the cached version because I think they might have like scrubbed this article. I'm not sure why. But Polkadot just sort of announced their plan for how they're going to be auctioning off these parachains, because since they put so much time and effort and research and development into creating this parachain system. Not everybody's going to get a parachain. It sounds like they're only going to be offering sort of a total of 100. So everyone that does get on the parachain is just going to basically be a core element in the new global financial system, as I see it when that all gets rolled out. So this just sort of links to Polkadot's official announcement, the parachain rollout, and this is the first time they're talking about how these parachains are actually going to get loaned out and what the next sort of stage is. So if you don't know, they launched their testnet a while ago called Rococo, and so there are a bunch of projects testing on that. But what's interesting is yeah, if you don't have any Kusama, not financial advice, I would definitely recommend getting some because they are proving themselves to be essential to the entire Polkadot rollout here. So yeah, what I found pretty interesting here is their system that they announced here. They're going to be doing candle auctions, which I definitely had to like click this link and figure out what they're talking about. But the auctions are going to be auctioned off in this candle auction way where they will randomly decide when the auction is ending, but they're not going to tell anybody when it's ending. So people will be encouraged to bet as soon as the auction gets started, and then hope that they get their bet in time before the auction is actually over. And because these spots are so highly contested, so desired, it's that scarcity question again. If whoever's able to capture one of these parachains, it's almost like a guaranteed important that you're going to be an important part of the blockchain world going forward. So obviously everybody's trying to position themselves well to get on these parachains. And I'm pretty sure that the companies that have received the Web3 development grants are going to have sort of a leg up in that, which is interesting for them. Yeah, this roadmap was already announced before. But I just real quick wanted to walk you guys through, because this is sort of how you get the real info. You hear a lot of people, and we've also been talking about projects here that, oh, we're going to Polkadot, we're going to be an important part of the Polkadot system. But that's not always necessarily going to be true. And when you go and look at a lot of these white papers, they're saying, oh, well, we're hoping to get a parachain, but we don't know if we're actually going to do that. And we're actually made no steps towards developing on Substrate or any of the Polkadot ecosystem. So you can do this yourself too. If you head over to polkadot.js.org, they got this awesome, cool sort of animated website. And if you click on the app's wallet, this will load sort of the block explorer. So now you're really sort of getting deep under the hood of Polkadot itself, and you can just it's a sort of a cool screensaver. You can click, just watch the Polkadot chain go by. But if you click here up in the upper left corner, you can see the live networks, and here you can see these are the people already working directly on Polkadot itself. And so any of these projects here, I think, are strong contenders for actually getting parachains. And I would sort of be bullish on everybody on this list here. And that's sort of the main list. But if you click down here on test relays and parachains, there are a bunch more projects. And I don't want to name any of these specifically, but yeah, I mean, all of these, I'd be extremely bullish on anybody working directly on the test relay. And I think all of these blockchains are in a different category. If you're saying you're Polkadot and you're not on this list, then are you really? Maybe you will be in the future, but these are the companies that have put in the serious effort and time into actually developing in this new language. So that's my Polkadot spiel. What do you guys think?
That was excellent, mate. Definitely taught me something. I didn't even know that you could check to sort of see this sort of thing. So that's that's really good. And I do want to sort of give you a shout out there, because there's a reason why we see Polkadot and Kusama doing, getting really good price action, and that's because people are tracking the data and tracking the project and getting hyped about the fundamentals. And that could be, following the technical analysis can be very reactive, as opposed to just following this and go, wow, they just released this news, I'm going to buy some. So as an investor, all I'm saying is if you can do this deep dive a deep dive on the information and tracking projects, you can really get ahead and buy at the optimal price rather than buying when it's really half pumped, maximizing your investment gains and potential. So that was priceless information there, Marsh, and appreciate that.
Yeah, just got one word to add on. Bullish. And Marsh, I mean, like that was very good. And I'm feeling a little bit personally threatened because
And I think it's a sweet spot where you get to make sick gains. Not financial advice again, but you get to make sick gains. But I'm genuinely excited about the tech. I mean, it's sort of a meme joke in crypto that I'm doing it for the tech, but check out this tech, guys. I mean, legends are being made at this point, and I feel like our ancestors will look back on this and be like, "You got Polkadot for $5?
Whoa!
You're lying."
That's why we live in this mega mansion, huh? Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That just gave me a good idea for an NFT piece of artwork. It'll just be, this dude decked out in gold chains and stuff, and he's saying, "I'm in it for the science. I'm in it for the tech."
It sounds about right. Sounds about right.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's about do it for this episode. But as always,
I did hear Crypto Bender had some bragging rights to give just before we do shoot off. Am I right, Bender?
I mean, I can say my bragging for another time, but just remember, I called it first. Unit protocol. Duck, 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 duck.
Thank you, Chief K Crypto. You did pretty well as well. But yeah.
Yeah, no, our audience may not be as huge as some of the other gigantic YouTubers, but I gotta say we're getting to the info sooner than some of these guys. So tell your friends, if you want that true alpha, if you don't want the fake pump our bags alpha, you should tell your friends to come to Adapt Crypto, because that's how we roll.
Your boy Crypto Bender front ran Chico Crypto.
That's what's up.
Alrighty, guys. See you later. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Later.